Hello, and welcome to Movie Theater Time Machine Podcast, where we keep it real to real. Now we are finishing up Dick Tracy month with, Dick Tracy.
30 seconds, no more Dick. 30 seconds, no more Dick.
From 1990, that one.
Warren Beatty's Dick Tracy.
Yes.
Warren Beatty's Dick. Tracy.
And, he apparently produced, directed, and starred in the film.
Yeah.
Also in the film, we have Al Pacino, Madonna, Glenn Headley, and Charlie Korsmo.
Okay, Glenn Headley was Tess Trueheart,
Figure.
yes?
Yeah.
They did test
She
dirty.
looked so goddamn familiar from... I swear I've seen her in 100 things. We looked up her IMDb. I have not seen her in 100 things.
But she looks very similar to someone else.
Yeah, it's got that whole, I know you from somewhere. Why?
She looks a little like Tilda Swinton.
A little bit.
But
her features are a bit more soft than Tilda's.
You have a little bit of Tilda Swinton. You have a little bit of Mom from Beetlejuice. But it's just...
I didn't
He
even...
kept going, is that the
yeah.
one from Beetlejuice?
It's like,
And I kept saying no.
No, that's not her.
It's not.
But it's like, shit, who? Oh, God. And I couldn't... I looked up her entire IMDb. Aside from a few episodes of ER, which I've probably seen, I don't know if that's what I'd recognize
That's what
her from,
I'm thinking, because it's the only thing on that list that you saw.
Well, I kept looking at Charlie Korsmo, and I saw this, and I'm like, okay, he's
Trust me, you know him.
Of course I know who he is. Yeah, I saw it here. I'm like, okay, that's Jack Banning and Hook.
Yeah.
And, the only thing that came to my mind was his role in Can't Hardly Wait.
Yes!
And I saw that, and there's the one line that's stuck in my brain is when he's really high for the first time, and he goes, what if the stars are salt and it's just God trying to eat us?
Yes. I just like
Junji Ito plot?
Right, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And when she's jumping up and down, he's super drunk. He's like, I can't feel my legs.
I can't
feel my legs. Yes.
Yeah, and he's the one. I'm like, okay, he's been pretty interesting, but but I just saw that. I'm like, I know this kid, but then Al Pacino is having the most damn fun in the whole movie.
Oh my God,
He's giving 110%.
Yeah, he grabbed large chunks of the scenery and just ate them wholesale.
Yeah.
Ham.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man, he was way over the top. And I knew there was a tiny face.
Yeah.
I knew it.
He's gonna go eat at Little Bits. He's gonna go start Little Bits restaurant. Rick and Morty.
He's just, okay.
You saw him on Interdimensional Cable.
We get, basically, at the very beginning of the movie, we get the meeting of the makeup we don't want to keep doing through the rest of the movie.
Should we, introduce ourselves?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Kaz.
I'm Nick.
I'm itchy.
Does that make you scratchy? There was an itchy, but no scratchy.
Yeah, there's the dude in blue. I'm Dan.
Yeah.
I'm Potato.
Potato.
This was the first time I saw this movie.
Yeah, I have seen this before. I think I saw this in the theater.
Huh.
I remembered more a bit about the things around it than I did the actual movie.
Yeah, the last time I saw this movie, I think I was like 10. And if 10-year-old me could pay attention to the whole thing, I'm impressed. Now, that said, I don't hate this movie.
Yeah.
I think it's a little too long.
Mm.
And there's actually like a 2.5 hour cut out there.
Oh, good Lord, why?
Because Warren Beatty's a madman.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we wanted to have more scenes of him completely glitching out and not knowing how to human.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was a lot to this movie that was on the outside of it.
Yeah.
Because this movie changed hands so much.
Right.
And it finally ended up in Warren Beatty's hand, and it was done by, I think it was Touchstone.
Yes.
Because Disney
Touchstone-
didn't want to touch it.
Touchstone is owned by
Well,
Disney.
they wanted to protect
Now.
It's a then
Yeah.
it was a subsidiary of Disney, and Disney thought that this movie was going to be too adult
Yeah.
for the Disney logo, so that's why they put it through Touchstone.
Oh, yeah.
But the movie, if you look at the the Wikipedia page, it says that the budget was $46 million, and
Right.
that the box office did $162 million. Now, as a kid,
Yeah.
when I said that I remember more about the outside stuff than I do the actual movie.
I got a story with that. I think I know where you're going.
So as a kid, I remember watching things like, because my mom loved them, like Entertainment Tonight,
right,
and things like that. So I remember when this movie came out, how big of what they said of a failure it was. So when you're looking at it from a monetary standpoint, here you're wondering how. And then I dug a little deeper, because if you go further into the Wikipedia page, it kind of tells you a little bit, and it describes the fact that because Disney was involved in it, first off, because of how many hands it changed. And when Warren Beatty finally got it, he was supposed to have a $25 million budget. The $25 million budget ended up being exceeded to 46. That's a huge...
That's a big leap, yeah.
It's a huge leap.
Double.
Yeah.
Right. And think about it in 1990 standards.
Yeah.
Okay? So think about all the names in this movie, and there are a lot of names. You got
Quite
Dustin Hoffman, you've got James Caan.
Isn't he a little name?
He is a little name.
Yeah.
But you've got other big names that are just sort of cameos in this movie. They
also,
just sort of
Danny
showed up.
Elfman did the music.
Danny Elfman did the music.
And that
He
was
sought out.
extremely distracting at the opening.
He was sought out specifically because they were looking for Batman numbers.
Yeah.
Here's
and it was terribly distracting.
Yes.
When it happened.
Now, okay, so Disney, like I said, is basically the backer for this movie.
I thought you were going to say the bad guy. I'm like, yeah.
Well, yeah, but Das Mouse, is what it is. But so you get these actors and everything else, the budget explodes. So then Disney put out over $100 million in campaign funds for this film. These are prints, these are ads.
For a movie they have no faith in.
For the movie they did have faith in it initially.
Yeah.
But when you think about all of this, now that stuff is stuff that Disney put out on their own. They didn't get, this wasn't wrapped into the actual budget of the film. This, to Disney, is a huge loss. The movie basically broke even.
Yeah, and it was basically taxes purposes is why they kind of let it go a bit. There's one other side of it, though, that I remember because I was bringing up memories myself. I've told it before on the podcast, is my grandfather had a trucking company and had a deal with KB Toys.
Yep.
KB Toys stocked a lot of Dick Tracy toys, and it was one of those where the merchandising drove people to the theaters. And one of the things that came out was the Dick Tracy watch.
Yep, I remember that. Yep.
I remember the action figures.
And the action figures, too, but the watch specifically, because I remember... My grandfather was asking me what I wanted for Christmas. It was right about that time I got the chicken pox. I got the chicken pox on Christmas Day, and they decided to tell me about Santa Claus about that time.
Oh, jeez.
So then he's like, well, what do you want for Christmas? Now, my grandfather, God rest his soul, was, a thrifty guy, but he also, he spoiled me because I was the youngest grandkid. But, sometimes he didn't quite get what he wanted to do.
Yep.
So he's like, I want to do this. I want to talk to my best friend Chris, and we're going to have both matching watches. It'll be great. Okay, we'll do that. He just got me walkie-talkies from a yard sale. He's like, hey, you can remember this.
Strap it to your fucking wrist.
He's like, look, you can be Dick Tracy. There you go. Woo. And I'm like, thanks. And my dad is halfway trying to laugh, but I'm like, don't yell at him. Say you thank you.
Just say thank you and walk away.
Just keep going. Come on, man. You're good. And, it just and that drove more to it because it got people talking and it got the kids talking about it. And the amazing thing about it is how far it went because this right now, there's it's 43 years since the RKO pictures. Yeah. And, it's the comic strips were still going on, but they were buried. Right. And a lot of stuff. They were in the Sunday morning cartoon.
Are they still going on?
I don't think so. But it's in the Sunday morning stuff. Right now, Warren Beatty owns everything Dick Tracy. And there's a lot to it, but there's also a thing. I want to find this and post it on our social media. Is Warren Beatty interviewed, and I'm not talking about, during that time, but I'm talking, as late as 20 years, 10 years ago. Yeah. 20 years after the movie, he would show up as conventions dressed as Dick Tracy and give interviews in character.
He thinks he likes Dick Tracy.
Just a bit.
And he's the only one who's still carrying the flag for this. Yeah.
You know,
it's not bad. It's not a terrible franchise isn't the word I'm going for.
It's not a terrible IP. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible IP. I like it. It's definitely got the Batman animated series feel going on to it. But that's not a bad thing, because that was a great show.
That's the thing. I'm just thinking about it now, like having
the stylized angle of it that works.
That could be a really decent kids' TV show.
Yeah. You know what?
The toys they sold were basically as if it was a Saturday morning cartoon. It would have been a
really good kids' TV show if you did Dick Tracy in the same light that they did Batman the animated TV show.
Well, because they did. There were cartoon segments on Archie's TV Funnies of Dick Tracy animated.
I just think it would have been, kind of like. I mean, I'm not saying it would be popular. But it would have been something for kids to watch that would be like helping to do shit. Yeah. I mean...
Now, I remember the Dick Tracy stuff, and I remember going to a costume store, and there was Dick Tracy, with the raincoat and the hat. Mm-hmm. And I think I was almost Dick Tracy one Halloween.
I mean, the popularity was there for a little while. Like I said, they did a shit ton of advertising. Yeah. If they hadn't... I would be surprised that,
I'd be surprised if we're even talking about it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So it could have just been one of those campy little, though. It made box office money, it made the money. It's just the money that was sunk into it just sort of evened it out, which is why they weren't exactly too thrilled about it. No, but they were also hoping for a much bigger payday because of Batman. Because Batman came out the year before, Danny Elfman did the score,
and it did gangbusters.
And Madonna as one of the leads doing the singing. By the way, Mandy Patinkin's voice shocked the fuck out of me. But hey, yes, Mandy Patinkin is the piano player.
Oh,
keys is Inigo Montoya.
Is Inigo Montoya.
Okay.
And so him singing with Madonna and doing the duet, that shocked the fuck out of me.
Okay. It's because he doesn't have any facial hair at that time. Mm-hmm. Okay, I didn't click here, but, and also the funny thing is, like, Al Pacino is fresh off one of the final times that he ever did, Michael Corleone.
Mm-hmm. Dick Tracy's still going.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So after that, he's trying to be able to do the crazy stuff, but how did he, and he has this is like where he does this goofy shit, and I saw clips recently and I'm like, okay, Al Pacino doesn't take himself seriously, does this, but why the fuck did he do Jack and Jill?
Oh God.
Yeah, Jack and Jill, where he played himself, and he's basically paying for the movie by doing Dunkin' Donuts ads.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he friends with Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, it's like, if he does this, but they wrote in with him, they would do the Dunkachino by Al Pacino.
See that? Okay, I saw a Dunkin' ad 2 days ago. I'm gonna fucking date this shit with Ben Affleck and someone I'm not familiar with. Yeah. Her fans are called Munchkins. Something Ice. I'm so sorry. I do not listen to popular modern music. I apologize.
I can see who you...
Yes, she's got like in the commercials, she's got like this orange hair and these super long nails, and she's obviously some sort of pop star or something. I don't know, but whatever.
We've become frozen in time.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
And
Martin Cedarpants made a joke about it. And apparently, Ice Biome is close to what her name is. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I just know that she's in this commercial, and he wants to do a collab, and it's because there's iced munchkin culottes or some shit, but they're not called culottes anymore. They're called frozen coffees. Even doesn't matter. Point is,
Ice
Al Pacino doing Dunkachinos.
Ice Spice.
Ice Spice. Thank you. Yes, her.
Thank you, Google.
Okay.
All right.
Al Pacino's Dunkachinos makes more sense for Dunkin' than the current one that's going on. That's what I'm trying to point out.
Yeah, I think Casey Affleck doing a Dunkin' Donuts commercial would be better.
He's already done them, or he's done at least a parody of them.
I remember the Saturday Night Live
Yes, the Saturday Night Live sketch, which is hysterical and more accurate than
Dunkin'.
it's more accurate than I care to.
But we watched the movie.
But anyway, I was going somewhere with this.
Yeah.
I really was. Yeah. I don't remember where it was.
Yeah.
But I was going somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of this movie takes place in a club, and I guess they eat things. Yeah, they eat things there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tracy's apparently a big fan of chili.
Yeah.
There is food in this movie. There is a lot of food in this movie that I've noticed. There are a lot of
when we first see lips,
fucking lips. Fucking
it's like Paul Sorvino.
Paul Sorvino.
Yeah.
Again, with the names in this movie.
Slurping.
There are so many names in this movie. You could just keep dropping actors' names because they keep fucking showing up. Kathy Bates.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was
she
her.
Was the stenographer.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Like there are so many little little parts where big names are in this movie. You would think they would have advertised it a little bit more that way.
Yeah.
I want a couple of minutes of Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah.
Right? Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah.
He's in it too. I love him and he's a bad guy. What can I say?
Little corrupt, yeah.
Yeah, it's
corrupt, but it's just nice to see who's the joke you made about how they're gonna kill him.
Oh, they could just kill him with an ottoman. Just carefully placed ottoman, trip over that bitch and die.
I don't know. He trips over everything and he manages to survive. I think he's got rubber in his skin or some shit.
Well, if Mary Tyler Moore's not there, that could be a problem.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He came right the hell out of nowhere. At first, I thought, when I first turned around, the first time we saw him, I'm just like, vitamin?
Yeah.
Okay, there was
no vitamin in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
That was wrong.
I wanted vitamin, and I want Dick Van Dyke to play vitamin.
Yes,
I don't know why, but
that would have been great. That would have been a perfect part.
Why was he the DA?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not whimsical.
It was wasted potential.
Yes.
It was absolutely wasted potential, but I do have a thought on fantasy casting, though.
Here's the deal, though. I think this came out before Diagnosis Murder.
So,
I don't think anybody actually knew him as to be older whimsical. Which is how Vitamin is. He's very much the older whimsical, whereas Dick Van Dyke
is yeah.
So I think,
by this point, Dick Van Dyke hadn't quite broken into I'm the old man actor yet. He's still in the
in-between where he's trying to be young, so the only things he can really play are doctors and politicians.
Old people puberty?
Kind of.
Old puberty?
It's the midlife crisis.
There's a movie
he's going through his second childhood.
First Wives Club actually goes into detail about the different levels of actors and what how you evolve and what you're kind of stuck in typecasting about. And that's sort of where he is at that point.
But if they wanted to assassinate him, they could have just left a well-placed ottoman.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had that in the little boarding house room. There was, there was a little Hasek thing. It looked like it's, in that little boarding house where he got shot. So it could be something like that. But I mean, Al Caprice. Come on, you can tell me that's supposed to be Al Capone.
Of course.
At least
AKA Big Boy?
Yeah.
I don't know, he didn't look very tall. He looked more like...
Did you expect him just to have his hand on his hip holding the burger up? If you go Big Boy.
I wanted some crazy, deformation on him, though. Big Boy. Maybe he's just got, a normal-sized head, but his shoulders are, super huge. He's got giant hands or something.
It was where you couldn't see.
Yeah, that's the problem. Wait, no, hold on. That came out weird.
He did wear a coat with large shoulders, but that was at one point. And I'm like, why are you called Big Boy? Did you have a big reputation at one time and now you're washed up? What is this?
No, it was just...
He was built like Penguin from Batman.
He's got the hunch over and kind of...
Yeah.
But that makes him look short. Not big.
He's having more fun than anybody in the whole movie. I mean, he really is. He's finally shaking.
Ham town.
He's shaking off Michael Corleone at this point. Really trying to do something different and really go crazy with it.
It's also a way for him to make fun of the whole mob genre as well.
Right? Yeah.
It's considering how long he's done it. It's actually a good way to blow off some steam.
Yeah. Now, the surprise to me was Breathless Mahoney, played by Madonna. and how good she was.
She's very good. Madonna, the only criticism I have about her in this entire movie, I'm not exactly thrilled with her costumes.
She was Cruella de Vil.
She was underused.
The second dress that she had when she first goes to Dick Tracy and she's dressed like a Flash Gordon supervillain. that I liked.
Okay, there were two dresses specifically that I liked on her. The very first one that you see, which is like high neck velvet, super tight black. I really like that look.
Which is first in the singing in the club.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really, really liked that look. She came across as like, the femme fatale, which is what she's supposed to be. And then later on, yes, she kind of looks like the Flash Gordon villain, and that one also worked. That was
the first time she went to see Tracy, and she was just like sex kittening it up on his desk. It's like, lady, calm it down for 5 minutes.
I know. Like, stop vamping for 2 minutes.
Yeah. And this is one of like the most emoting Warren Beatty did as Dick Tracy. Yes. Like, what are you gonna do?
No, I get that he's supposed to be playing. Like, I kind of understand his weird sort of motivation here.
Yeah.
Which is the whole I'm playing a comic book character who's supposed to be extremely straight laced, but I don't think he paid that much attention to the early serials.
Yeah.
Because if he had, then he would have noticed how much more Tracy
has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
And he's got emotion to it.
I think we're only judging the movies rather than I have no idea if it was any different in the comic or
Well, in the comic I'm pretty sure he played the, more of the straight guy detective.
Yeah.
Where with an occasional quip here and there. He's definitely not Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking for like the guy who played I don't remember the actor who played the first Dick Tracy, but in the serial is the one where he walked down the stairs. Like, tell him he's in a coma.
Yeah.
You know, like that type, where he was a little bit funny.
And he did as far as I know, he did the first run of them.
Yeah. He did the first two, and then Ralph Bird took over.
So,
he did the second two.
Yeah.
But it really depends on which Tracy he's playing.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to play more toward the comic. Where, again, with an occasional...
Flat with an occasional
color. Like, he shows very little, but some emotions when he's with Tess.
Yeah.
But, and definitely with the kid. Because him and the kid's banter is pretty good.
Yeah. That's actually not bad,
yeah.
But my point is that I'm not familiar with the comic, so I don't know if anyone else is, so I can't.
A little bit, not very much. I did read some of it though when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So that's. Maybe it's because it's me and I read some Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys and stuff, and I kind of they're all towards the same sort of time frame. Dick Tracy was earlier, but because it's all like a past for me, I guess I kind of end up slotting them in together in the same sort of way where I read them for a little while, then I put them down, and then I'd pick them up again, and I put them down. I sound like a gym ad.
I pick things up and I put them down.
Yeah.
But if we're talking just movies, compared to the RKO ones, they did Tess dirty, I think.
Yes.
Jesus God, what did you do with Tess in this movie?
Down.
Yeah. We were even saying that like you got more chemistry with Berthas Mahoney.
Oh my God!
Well, they should have had Madonna play Tess and completely rewrite Tess to be more like Berthas Mahoney, but not
more vampy.
Yeah.
More sprightly, confident. Have chemistry and all.
I mean, I get where they were trying to do the imbalance thing, but I don't know if it was just the actress that played Tess.
That didn't help either because I don't know. Tess needs to have like that flowing blonde 40s hair with the curls.
Yes,
like in the RKO movies.
Or if they were going to make her a redhead, at least give her more body to her hair, or do something with her hats, something to kind of just focus on her when you're trying to see her in a scene, because otherwise she just blends into the background.
Right.
She doesn't stick out in your head very much. Her dialogue is...
Well, she sticks out in my head as being...
But that's the wrong way to stick out,
Yeah, right?
You know? You want her to...
As being like, what the fuck did he do to Tess?
I mean, I don't want to sound like this, but in this movie, if you're trying to keep the audience attention, then you want to bring forth the competition between women, because that's a plot device.
Right.
But...
Yeah, she should have been like... Mahoney slap.
It's not even just that, though. It's like, give her some sort of presence at all.
Right.
She has none.
Or at least a character arc where she learns confidence or something in the end.
I mean, she's essentially the babysitter.
Yeah, she's a doormat.
In the movies we watched, like...
She can't even get out of kidnapping in this.
No!
In the other movies we watched, it's like, yeah, she was kind of a damsel, sure. But she wasn't...
Tried.
She held her own.
She didn't just lie there on
she ended up being a damsel, yeah, sure. But she made efforts to get out of it as well.
Yeah.
Like, she tried to solve the situation.
Or help with an investigation.
The damsel thing is a plot device, but
it is true to the comics.
It's very true to yes, and
kidnap.
They have to start
Big Boy,
somewhere.
I think. Big Boy kidnapped her or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Big Boy didn't kidnap
her.
Big Boy was getting set up.
It's the only thing he didn't do in the entire movie was kidnap Tess, and then he gets blamed for it.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of that particular part.
And that character's the one that was kind of like, it seemed like the movie, like wrenched in the blank. The
blank was I looked it up, and he was apparently a different character in the comic.
He was.
Some ugly dude who escaped prison and put some cheesecloth on his face to conceal his identity.
Yeah.
Just the first time I saw the blank, I'm like, wait, time the fuck out. Are we crossing over? Is this the question?
Right.
Does the question chase the
You're
blank?
saying the question, and there was an entire scene there where I was like, is this the Riddler? Is the Riddler here?
It's funny because I was thinking Rorschach.
Yeah. I was thinking of, I'm thinking of a different villain who was wearing like a totally green suit and a green bowler hat, but looked like he came out of that episode of The Twilight Zone with the pig people.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. And it just, to me, it's like they wrenched in, and then all of a sudden, here, the blank's in here now, kind of fucking shit up. Yeah, it just like
just trying to be the bigger threat.
Yeah, it's like, okay, they're the go-between that's kind of screwing up Dick Tracy and then screwing up Big Boy as well.
I think there's just some scenes that were either missing or just some character development we just didn't get. I don't know. The plot was cohesive enough for you to make sense of it.
Yeah,
but.
Sometimes it just felt like stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Singing, stuff. Singing, stuff.
Yeah, and then the funny stuff there, like, I wanted to see a little more, like, when they got bugged in the club.
Yes.
That
was good.
They're bugs. They're big bugs.
Well, the fact that coffee is just kind of flowing out of your light socket. My first thought wouldn't have been bug. My first thought would have been like, did a pipe break?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Is a decomposing squirrel?
You are also far less paranoid than Big Boy.
Very true.
We're being bugged, or like, show that it is like, if you got Al Pacino not taking anything, like not taking himself seriously, but just going crazy with his role. Show, like, him trying to be able to screw up and feed false information a little more. Like,
right.
Or just, like, a very quick thing where he said, okay, meet us at the warehouse, and then that's it.
Right.
Like, show him coming up with little things. Like, okay, fine. What if we go ahead and do that? There's got to be something. Okay, we got Prune Face. Do we have Lobster Man? Is he still on the
Okay, we killed Tiny Face, but we still have Flat Top.
Okay, who did we put in the bath? Who did we put in the bath? Oh, yeah, that's right. Lips, Manila Sweat. Oh, yeah. I own everything he did. You want to go to the club? We were at the club. Like, I just wrote the scene.
Okay, explain, just give you some of the plot going on. I guess apparently it starts in, I'm glad they kept this in the past, because it feels right being set in, like, 1938.
I agree with you. Yes, I agree.
Except everything is, like, mostly 4 colors, and sometimes orange.
Yeah, sometimes orange. It's basically
also
primary.
Black.
There's a lot of
primary colors and black.
A lot of primary.
Yeah,
but a lot of violet, like bold sort of
like
colors.
Sometimes a scene will be almost entirely blue.
Yes, or red
or green. And
yes,
I don't really care for that.
It's disconcerting. I don't like it. I
don't know if it's supposed to be that way, but it strikes me as like, oh, this is some ugly monochrome.
Well, there was one scene in particular where all the crime bosses are together.
And I'm like, hey, it's Crime Christmas!
Really, like seriously, because everybody's in red and green.
Yes.
And but
red and green
and they're all like alternating red and green.
Yeah.
And Al Pacino specifically, he's in red in this scene.
Right.
And the entire background is red. Like, but they're the same red. It's not like a off shade or anything. No, they're the same red. I understood
too much.
I understood where they were trying to go with the color because they were trying to express like
old-timey comics that didn't have a wide palette.
Oh, I was thinking more like violence and blood.
Well,
because everybody in here at one point
blood like Christmas red.
Right. It's the movie, especially this type of movie where blood is going to be violently red. It's going to be very, very bright.
Santa's sleigh.
But in this particular scene, he's coming across basically saying we all need to join up and join hands to take down, everything. And then he threatens everybody.
Yeah, I forgot what the threat is he thinks he's fighting. I don't know.
He's going against the cops, basically, is what the only thing I could really get from that scene. Is he got everybody together because he figured that it was better for all of them to work together than to work separately.
Because he was even calling in, apparently, enemies who tried to kill him.
Yes, like it's... Anybody ever see it analyze this?
No.
Yes, I did.
Okay,
yeah.
that's that scene. It's that part where they're all at the meeting.
Yeah.
It's sort of that, and James Caan is like, fuck this noise.
Yeah.
Like, no. I'm out.
That was James Caan.
Yep. And he gets into his car and the car blows up. Yeah. And that entire scene is basically a check the ones in red.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure the ones in red are supposed to be the more dangerous ones.
Yeah. Huh.
Because they're blended in with the red background. So they, it's not so much a.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, it all signified blood. There's a lot of blood. Like, and this is what blood could.
What? Yeah.
I think that's where they were trying to go. I'm coming from a really awkward movie student standpoint here.
Yeah.
Because that's what the colors did to me. It made me go, I need to think about colors in this movie because they're important.
Yeah, and the ones who are in purple were the ones who died because Lips was in purple. And
when I
they're about to die,
there was a lot of primary colors plus green. I was thinking, okay, when are we getting orange and when are we getting purple? And then we got some orange, but then I'm like, okay, where's purple? Does purple show up in this movie?
It's a mix. They're mixing colors on purpose.
But yeah, I guess should we go in order a little?
Do what you have to do.
Okay, basically, it's Kid who, the kid.
Yeah.
Witnesses.
Not Charlie Chaplin's the kid.
He's essentially Junior.
Yeah.
We could probably call him Junior.
He is, well, later he is Junior.
Yeah.
But he hasn't picked a name yet.
Yeah.
But that's a heartwarming moment we just spoiled for you.
Yeah.
It is. We're going to spoil everything else anyway.
Yeah.
Because he witnesses a bunch of gangsters having a illegal card game, and then Flat Top and one of the other guys, they show up, I think, under Big Boy's direction and shoot the place up. Yep.
Yeah.
And he sees it. Yep.
Yeah.
And he runs.
Yeah. And the one thing that I really got kind of jealous of with the kid was the fact that he constantly keeps eating and he's still skinny.
Yep, that little bastard.
Okay.
Yeah. I miss those days.
Protagonist?
When do we eat?
Okay,
I never had those days. I was always the tubby kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been.
Yeah. I had a super high metabolism until I started losing my hair.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just like, okay, I would do that, I would be fine. Earlier at 18, boom. When did this happen? When did this happen? But I just remember that. It's sitting at that diner, that really cool 50s diner I wanted to hang around in. I'm like,
yeah.
And I'm wondering if that was the same diner from Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
That 50s diner, though.
Yeah.
It's set in 38.
Yeah, I know, but I just wanted that style. I just wanted to hang out in it, because we had a diner we used to hang out in for a while. It was like that. Yeah.
I like diners.
Yeah. I want to hang out with this. I want to do stupid shit.
Back when you could smoke in diners and back when we smoked.
Yeah. Right.
It's a long time ago.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess I don't know what Dick Tracy's doing at this point. I just remember he chases the kid. Maybe he thinks the kid's a wit. I don't know.
Well, even when the kid, he goes in, but he steals somebody's wallet.
Oh.
Yeah, he has to chase him down the street.
To some guy who's...
In the shanty town.
The really hideous guy who's gonna beat him up or something. And
so I'm like, okay, come on, make connections movie. Who is this? Is this gruesome? What's his name? Like, what's this dude's name?
I forgot. It's written in the... My phone screen went away.
So I mean, it's the the urchin is the kid, but you're after rescuing him from ruthless host. Tracy temporarily adopts him, but it doesn't say who it is.
Well, it's
just a thug kind of, I thought it was Pruneface.
No, Pruneface
is the
one that looks like Pruneface.
Like
but at fast look, I thought it was Pruneface at the point.
Oh, the dude had a real messed up face. I'm like, he's got to be one of those who's like, is this like
he wandered off the set of a fantasy movie?
Is this like tiny nose, or is this finally slap cheeks?
Slap cheeks.
I remembered my own joke. I'm kind of out of it tonight, listeners, if you can tell.
Yeah.
I can't find where my tabs are.
Big Boy, I'm still trying to figure out why Big Boy does what he does. I don't understand his full motivation. I get that maybe he was just trying to, own everything, but what caused it? What's
I like the mystery that you don't necessarily know. It's just the fact that he's evil, and where you see that very cartoony way that it almost was like WWF style when they did that the bath with the cement.
Oh yeah, no, that part's fine.
Overcoat.
Yeah,
at that part I understand. That part is fine.
Yeah,
the part I don't understand about him is just because he wasn't really presented as the big bad. He was presented as a bad.
But that's my point.
Until later on, where he's trying to kind of pull everybody to get because he wants to rule them all or something.
I think that's probably what it was.
In the wiki, it just says Big Boy's crime syndicate is aggressively taking over small businesses in the city.
Yeah, and it wasn't exactly explained. It just happened.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about before with the Joker. The Joker, you don't really know his backstory. You don't really know his motivation. He's just evil.
Yeah.
He's just evil, and it's in that cartoony world having that villain that kills a guy. So okay, everything he owned, I own.
Okay,
Oh God.
I think I understand why I'm a little off with him.
Yeah,
it's because even in with the Joker, say in the first Batman movie, you don't know why Joker is evil, but you see him doing evil things before he kind of gets the attention of Batman.
Yeah,
whereas.
You're talking about Jack Nicholson's?
Yes, I'm specifically talking Jack Nicholson's. I
don't know. He fell into a vat of chemicals, but he was already.
He was already doing this. I don't. Not so much talking about why he's evil. It's just that he is presented in such a way in that movie where you kind of understand that he's evil and you understand why Batman is going after him. Yeah. In this one, it's not presented the same way. He's already evil. Doing more evil things, so it's like, well, what else has he done beyond this? We know that he's going to take over this club, but he hasn't been shown as any other sort of... There's no newspaper flying by that says, Big Boy and Associates suspected in X case or whatever. You're not really presented in a way that this person is supposed to really matter. I think that's what threw me. It's just that he kind of was thrust in as the big bad right away, but he's got no real connection to Tracy at all. It's not like Tracy's been going after him for a while or anything else. There's just no connection.
It's just, I think it's just when Flat Top shoots up the place, doesn't he write "Eat Lead, Tracy" in bullets on the wall?
Because they already hate him.
But that's all right. But that's
famous.
That's a Flat Top thing. If Flat Top were the bad guy, the main bad guy, I might have actually felt a little bit more comfortable because there was direct antagonism towards the main character.
Right.
This one, he's sort of like a side villain that kind of got the spotlight to me.
Yeah.
That's how he felt, is that there was supposed to be a bigger villain. He died early.
So
now we're stuck with him.
if this was a sequel, it would have made more sense.
I thought they were setting up Blank as the bigger villain.
But Blank doesn't show up until over halfway through the film.
Right.
So
that's what it is. It seemed like Blank, the Blank was just thrusted in. Like this was rewritten halfway through.
Like if there was
the Blank just showed up, kind of like how Topher Grace randomly became Venom. In Spider-Man 3, and then we have to resolve the whole goddamn thing in the last 10 minutes.
That's my.
Too many characters.
I think that's what it is for. I don't know if it's just that Al Pacino's character was great. He just reminded me too much of Starscream. He's a side villain who is trying to be the main villain, but just can't get there.
I was about to say, not Geo on Starscream, but
Prime Starscream.
This is absolutely shit he would pull.
This is where I was stuck. Steve. It's like they kept showing him as the main baddie when I think he should have been a sub baddie for the main guy. And if they were going to make the Blank the main villain, then the Blank should have been in the background a lot of the time watching things, and it should have been sort of obvious for the audience to pick up on.
Or at least the crowd shots, the Blank was there because they're a known villain or something. No, they just saw it suddenly there. And that's where I don't know, I was just so disjointed.
Yeah, because when Big Boy first shows up, see, I feel like I spend a lot of times at the beginning of movies, I don't have all the pieces to... I mean, I know that sounds kind of obvious, but my brain isn't sure who to keep track of
I get
all the time. Other
than,
like, I don't know, Dick Tracy, obviously.
See, but on the plus side...
so many bad guys. Who do I...
Right, and
who do I keep track of in my mind? There's so
many in this one, and like I said, there's so many cameos of high-end people.
Yeah. There's so many cameos... There's so many cameos we barely get any Pat.
Yeah. No Pat. Yeah, okay.
No, he's there, but it's just he's tertiary and literally crammed into the corner of the shot.
Yeah,
it's like, why you're there because you're
no vitamin is the biggest fucking crime.
I agree. I agree.
We have a vitamin deficiency. Severe lack of vitamin him.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there's like 11 bad guys, 12 bad guys in this movie.
It's the sequel. This movie is the sequel. There was one before this that nobody saw.
Right.
And then they came to this one and they were like, we're going to highlight this one.
See, I wish that you were right, because I wanted to see like the adventures of Tiny Face, no, Little Face. His name is Little Face. Did you see this thing?
Yeah.
He was a sphincter of a human. He must have tiny forks and these tiny food with.
Again, he eats at little bits.
Straight up.
From the interdimensional cable.
Okay. I wanted to see, like, the brow and whoever that guy was with the enormous nose.
His name was Rodent, I think.
I want to see the movie that involved them becoming, like, the villain group du jour, and how they ended up, like, in a warehouse playing cards all depressed and shit.
Right. You're right. In that sort of way, and you got all these oddball people, like, how did Flat Top become Flat Top?
Yeah, right. Like what happened to his freakish Chucky doll head that it just kind of split in the center and just subdivided?
I don't know. It's like got squished.
Okay.
In a giant gear.
Again, back to Marvel Comics. Back to Marvel Comics. Another Spider-Man villain, Hammerhead. I know why Hammerhead looks like he does. He's got a steel thing implanted in his head.
Right, yeah.
Because that was a weird time for Superman villains. But Flat Top is just Spider-Man. Like that. Yeah. What did I say? Superman. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Oh.
But anyway, This I don't know. I'm now thinking about this movie way deeper than I did yesterday when I watched it. Yeah. So I don't know.
I do really enjoy the heavily stylized and stark contrast nature of the movie, because there's so many bright primary contrasting colors.
That's definitely a plus. Yeah,
and then like when we're in the club, the bright colors become muted. It's all blacks and whites.
Yeah.
And like in Tracy's apartment, everything's just red.
Yeah.
There's something to do with color theory that I don't understand because I was not an art student. I should.
Yeah.
I don't have the words for it, even though I was an English student.
It was nominated for Best Art Direction and Best Makeup.
It was. Again, and more things I remember from outside of the movie is I remember this particular Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Because Annette Bening, who's married to Warren Beatty, was 9 months pregnant.
At the time.
At the time. And that they were worried that she was going to give birth at the Academy Awards.
Wow.
So they kept the camera on her all the time.
Oh, shit.
They kept going back to her, like, to see how she was, if she was okay, if there were any reactions, because that's how close she was to popping. I just remember that particular time frame and everything about this movie for whatever reason. Because I also remember the TV going on and on about how Warren Beatty was such a fucking womanizer.
Yeah.
And after, he married Annette Bening, he, calmed down.
Right.
It was like but I think they were trying to paint the whole good guy persona thing over this, because you want your male leads to have, a good reputation. You want the movie to go well,
Yeah.
Yeah, you want them to have a good reputation, and you don't keep Ezra Miller in your movie.
Or you don't release the movie after you find out he's basically a pedophile.
Yeah.
DC.
Yeah.
But
damn it, DC.
Yeah.
What can I say? Amber Heard. What can I say?
Yeah.
She was alright as Nadine in the new Stand. Anyway.
Dollars, donuts.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
there were things that happened in this movie, sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The gangsters get killed, and then what's his face? Big Boy gets Lips killed, and also had him sign over the club to him.
Yeah, he just took it.
Oh, yeah. And also his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, because women are property.
Yeah, it's Breathless Mahoney. The more I'm stuck on here,
big horrible dick. Anyway, screaming at all his dancers.
Yeah.
During rehearsals.
Yeah.
Big Boy is a terrible character.
Yeah.
He's just a terrible.
Yeah, I think that's where he's trying to do it.
Do you mean poorly written or a jerk?
Yeah.
Jerk.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's playing his version of Al Capone, and Al Capone was really, really super big in, in the green room, and really trying to be able to make everything look as good as it is, and really got involved with the dancers and with the, to make it look like a legit club.
Well, it sells.
Yeah.
You have a professional, look to you.
Yeah.
You're obviously going to, make more money.
Right.
Because people are going to think that you're, you actually give a shit.
Yeah, and then it's not those little things. Or what I do like is when they raided the club and they started changing things, like switching the walls around.
Yeah.
And even the girls.
The cigarette girl.
The cigarette girl, yeah.
Well, they had the...
Yeah.
I was, confused.
Yeah.
Was poker illegal in this?
I think gambling.
And the gambling in that period of time in general in the U.S. was very discouraged. Where they had that, they had the chips and just flipped it to cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, let's just remember, when you have an illegal gambling, then you don't have to pay taxes.
Right.
One of the biggest things about gambling is the taxes that you pay.
Right.
Casinos and stuff pay exorbitant amount of taxes.
Right, which is why a lot of people want them.
Right.
Yeah.
So having an illegal establishment means that you're raking in all of this money, and you don't have to pay the government to do it.
Right.
Which is one of the big things about why raiding these places was so massive. Plus, depending on the state that they're in, gambling might actually be illegal, period.
Right. In 1938, there was a lot of that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of those where gambling was trying to be suppressed. In particular, like Chicago, where it just seems to be based on that.
Yes.
Particularly because it's an Al Capone parody, it seemed to me like it worked out to be that way. And
I think they're using Al Capone because Al Capone is one of the biggest names that you could parody off of.
Easy, everybody knew who Al Capone was.
Right.
Like, even the president at the time when Al Capone, before he went to Alcatraz, was, Herbert Hoover was there, there's a book, I think it's called Let's Get Capone. Mm-hmm. Or all he wanted to do, the economy's crumbling, do we get the gangster? Do we get him? Did we get Capone, who was obsessive about him?
Well, yeah, because that's going to save everything.
Right, yeah, right. And you're so, like, when he steals the girlfriend and, Lip's reported missing, Tracy interrogates the 3 hired guns. You got Flaptop, Itchy, and you got Mumbles.
I don't think that Breathless was really into Lips for his personality.
No. No, she was in for the money.
Obviously, so I think that's kind of why she probably didn't know what else to do and just went with it like, all right, give me money.
Well, that and he's also threatening to basically kill her.
Right.
So...
Yeah, she's just trying to survive.
Like I said, she's a commodity.
Yeah.
She is personal property and she knows it.
Yeah. She's trying to survive, which I think is probably why she's coming on to Dick Tracy a lot.
That's why she does start to go. I think it was initially sort of a lifeline.
Yeah.
And then, as I told Dan, basically she's somebody with a lot of daddy issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of daddy issues. And so, the first man that could even turn around and say, I'll protect you if you tell me the truth. Yeah. Probably the first time somebody said that to her in a very, very long time. Yeah. Where she didn't feel that there was something she had to give up in order to do it.
Right.
I figured she was... Well, at first I figured she's just manipulating him.
At first, yeah, because it's a way to survive.
Yeah.
I think it's later on when, at the very end, with what happens at the end, I think at that point is when she was truly reaching out for a lifeline.
I just don't know why, if Dick cared so much for Tess, why didn't he just be like, fuck off, Breathless?
Because it's his job.
Take a cold shower.
Yeah,
Don't kiss me where she'll see me, and then...
I think, two reasons.
Yeah.
I think, because Breathless is way more forward than Tess ever was, and it catches him way off guard.
Yeah.
And 2, she's really one of his only ins to get to Big Boy.
Yeah.
And if he just straight up rejects her, she's just gonna go.
Yeah.
And his lead's gone.
And, through the movie where they kind of dance around the fact like he's going to propose and, all that stuff. Like, Dick Tracy in this, at least, different from the RKO pictures, he's married to the job first and then hanging around her.
Well, he was in the other ones, but...
you could see there... Yeah.
Express the...
But you could see, like, in the end of the RKO pictures where it's like they're trying to do something, but he gets pulled away and he's compelled to go, but he wants to be there. So, like, but in this one where he's like, okay, hey, they got a call over the watch, and he's like, all right, fine, bye. Like, like mid-sentence gone, like he's more attached to the job for a while instead of attached to her.
Which is why initially when he started doing the whole, we live in separate places.
I like living alone.
I like living alone. Like I'm cool with it. And he's just like, yeah, but we can live alone together.
Right.
Basically, it's one of those. Yeah, but I can still live my life, and you don't have to leave the house if I leave the house. You don't have to leave because this is your house. You can stay here.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's where he was initially going with it because their relationship works for them.
Yeah.
I don't think he realized how dissatisfied she was until much later.
Well, if they had a fucking conversation.
Yeah, if he had time for a conversation.
Yeah, if they had a fucking conversation or she just kind of said what she said.
It's when she bounces that he's like, wait, what?
Yeah. Wait, wait, this is not working for you? Oh, crap.
Wait, you have feelings?
Yeah, you're a person?
Damn dames.
Yeah. You're a person? Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Yeah.
There's also who's going to take care of this kid.
Yeah.
Again, she's been a babysitter this whole time.
Yeah.
But I mean, it seems implied if they break up, the kid will have to go to the orphanage or something, and the kid does not want to go to the orphanage.
Yeah.
I do like how the kid and Tess straight up just like establish their relationship right off the bat.
Yeah.
He steals the money. She doesn't even like acknowledge it. She just says, "You want a broken arm?" Puts the money back on the table, and they get along perfectly from then on.
That was nice.
Yeah.
It's the whole, they have this weird sort of begrudging respect for each other.
The kid eats like a shonen anime protagonist.
Absolutely.
Like,
bring some Red Bulls while you're at it.
Is this where your power levels to cling to the backs of moving vehicles comes from?
I mean,
The kid was good.
Yeah.
No, he was...
Charlie Cormo actually did pretty funny. Yeah, he was good.
I did like seeing him doing the thing like from the first RKO movie with the kid clinging to the car. Because he's just that tenacious.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, he gets a character arc, kind of.
He's the only one in this movie with a fucking personality.
Yeah.
Like, beyond Big Boy, whose personality is just
Ham!
Yeah.
Ham.
Yeah.
Well, and he's also, I don't know, abusive, because he's all talking like, you made me do this to you, you made me kidnap you, I'm not kidnapping you, but now I'm kidnapping you.
That was funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it got hilarious.
The damn... He's, like, hovering over the dancers and, like, no, it's not right, and he's just micromanaging them. See, that's when I first noticed he was a character.
Yes.
And I'm just like, who the hell's this guy?
The thing... Okay, I enjoyed Big Boy as a villain. However...
I knew he wasn't one of the villains.
I think he would have been more fun if he was a little... slightly less hammy at the very beginning. And as things...
progressed?
As things progressed... It'd be a version of the villainous breakdown.
Yeah.
Of him losing it more and more and getting to the, like, more and more paranoid.
I feel like...
He started at 11.
Yeah.
And just kept the fuck on going.
I think towards the end, when he won't shut the fuck up, that's kind of a similar effect.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That was one of my favorite Al Pacino performances of all time.
That part made me laugh.
Yeah.
Like, the whole, him going... I'm not kidnapping you, but I'm kidnapping you. But I'm really not kidnapping you because I didn't kidnap you. Like, this is not my fault.
It's like I really don't want to do it, but I will blow your head off.
Yeah.
Why did you make me do this?
I don't want it.
Yeah. Can't you tell that I love you?
What?
And the weird quotes of Aristotle, Stravinsky, and Plato. Yeah, and, I just wanted to go, I'm trying to break on through to the other side, Jim Morrison.
I'm just like, okay, that's some personality going on.
Yeah.
That part was really, really funny.
More of that.
Yeah.
I also like this twist of the whole getting him basically arrested and fraudulently put a charge on him that he didn't actually do.
Right.
Compared to doing everything else, which they do actually come across pretty well with that. The whole money laundering and basically mobster activities, murder, like all this other stuff. He's already done all these things in the movie. The only thing he didn't do is kidnap anybody.
Right.
And now he's getting framed for kidnapping somebody. It's the injustice that he kind of comes across with the whole, I didn't even do this. Yeah. I did everything else, but I didn't do this.
I'm not
this
going down
fair.
for this.
This is not fair. Like, I didn't do this. That part made me laugh.
Yeah.
That part was like, oh, this is a cute twist. I like this.
Yeah.
Why didn't we focus more on this?
Yeah.
Why did Manny Patinkin have to sing?
Yeah. You gotta go ahead. You gotta be a leader. You gotta let them go. Okay, guys, when I blast my horn, that's when you get going. Never blast his horn.
Nope.
Then, what about when they kidnap Tracy and attempt to bribe him and then attempt to blow him up? And then the kid saves the day by, I don't know.
I really like this scene.
Clinging to a car, I think?
Yeah. But he clung to a car, found out where he was, and but he had the baseball that he gave him and smashed the window.
Yes.
Yeah, and then let him out there because of a really super old fashioned. I think it was like a boiler. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was like all red and yellow.
Yeah. That boiler.
The stairs were Christmas colors, and it's like, no.
Yeah. And it was some device that just detonated the building. It's like, and 17 people died that day.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it was the water heater. Because even now, water heaters, if they,
Typically, a water heater, if it goes, it's gonna go up like a rocket rather than actually explode.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like they were pressurizing it. Like they had,
say goodbye to oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just lost your you just lost your oxygen. Although you look like you're gonna have an accident.
The way he was tied up in the chair, I felt like he could have stood up and
just walk. I'm just gonna stand and walk up the stairs. It'll be fine. There's a chair taped to my back, but I'm cool.
Yeah.
It would have been fine.
And now Junior has his red suit and his red hat. like in the posters. I do like the style of the movie posters.
Yes.
Very comic book-esque.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's
Black with accent colors.
Yeah.
But yeah, kid did not want to. He was all like, "I don't want to go to the orphanage. I don't want Tess to make me go to school." Kind of that thing. But your clothes.
Don't tell me what to wear. Don't tell. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's like, well, she's trying to put me in a suit. So if you don't want to wear a suit, just tell her you don't want to wear a suit.
Suits mean you go to school, basically.
Or pick a suit you like.
I just like the whole. That's where his. He's like, oh wait, I can pick the one I want.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
let's do this.
Yeah.
And he picks the bright red one, and with the did it have a yellow tie?
Yellow accent. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
To go with Dick Tracy's yellow coat
Yep.
and hat.
Oh, did we ever say why he was yellow? It was yellow.
Well, that's how it was in the colors of the comic.
Yeah. It was picked to be listeners. He had the yellow jacket, yellow hat because it was the cheapest color. Like it was easier to mass produce somebody who was all in yellow rather than anything else.
You're talking about coloring the comic, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't talked about Mumbles, and
Dustin Hoffman.
yeah, I don't really care about Mumbles, but I just want to say, why was the water jug a gigantic bear with maybe or maybe not an erection?
Yeah.
Because that's where the water came out?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that
it's a spigot in his belly, but
that also
it
was recorded. They also recorded him later.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
recorded him and they played with his voice.
Yeah, had a recording device.
I love that.
Why didn't Mumbles why didn't they just make him write shit down?
For real.
You were saying that.
Yes, I said that several times. Make him write shit down.
Yeah.
Because it leaves a paper trail, he probably wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's under the lights being interrogated by the police.
I know. But when you really don't want to talk to the police, if you have enough willpower, you won't.
Now, okay, so Tracy explosion, kid saves him, and then he gets this, honorary detective certificate.
Yep.
But it will only be temporary unless he picks a name for himself. But he doesn't want to pick a name for himself yet. He's just like, kid.
What's wrong with kid?
Yeah.
Still trying to figure out who I am in this world.
Right?
So are the rest of us, kid. So are the rest of us.
My name's not written yet.
But he's very happy.
What's my name? Line?
Now we have I think there was I feel like there was too many musical numbers in there.
Yes.
Too many cabaret songs intercut with various things going on.
And that's what led to the movie being just a hair too long.
They could have done 2 songs and it would have been fine.
Yeah. Now, you think of you feeling
Maybe
like
3.
it might have been too long because we've been watching the Dick Tracy serials, which are right about an hour.
Those weren't serials.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, serial shorts, but we're watching
movies. The old movie.
We're watching, thank you, but watching the drive-in style where it's like, okay, you do this, and because I felt like after an hour, I'm like, okay, kind of like, kind of lost my pace a little bit.
It's starting to lose me a little bit here because they go through the whole process of framing Tracy for. Who did he gun?
The DA?
The DA.
Yeah.
Dick
That's
Van
right.
Dyke?
Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah.
Again, should have just used an ottoman.
Right, yeah.
You don't have Mary Tyler Moore around to protect you?
Yeah.
Rogue
From yourself?
ottomans.
Yeah, but I agree. I think it was just like, okay, it kind of lost me a little bit. Same way as I was thinking about.
This is when the blank shows up into the movie, but before that we have the guy with the big ears with the bug.
Bug something. Yeah. Bug Bennett.
Bug Bailey.
Bug Bailey.
Yeah.
Is he a beetle?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering. Was he always on the side of the cops, or did he used to be? Because just being hideously deformed turn you into a bad guy in this universe. There's no job options, so you gotta go crime.
People are rejected. They're on the outskirts of society.
Or did he use his big giant mutant ears to kind of be like, "Oh yeah, I'm one of you guys. I'm gonna." Yeah. I think he was just spying on them, not infiltrating them.
I'll just help the cops out. They're on the outskirts of society. They got to go ahead and use that. Society rejected me. No, I'll reject society, man.
Now he's using his powers for good by listening in, and that's when the whole I forgot how the floor ceiling, whatever, got a hole in it, and that's when the
we
coffee
spilled the coffee. Yeah.
Oops, drip, 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 and then Big Boy's all like, "We're being bugged.
We're being bugged.
What are we doing?"
Like,
he's a coffee maker in the ceiling.
Yeah. It's like all of a sudden Al Pacino turned into Curly Howard.
If Bug is sitting in, which is weirding me out because I have an online friend named Bug, so that's just talking like this is weirding me out. If Bug is sitting in like the attic above that light there, don't you think he would have noticed that he knocked over a coffee?
Yeah.
You got to be real careful. Like he is literally in Tommy gun range.
Right.
I feel like there was.
You think he'd be more aware?
Wasn't there a scene where a hole was being bored in the? Oh, was that him?
Yeah, that was being bored in the roof, in the ceiling.
No,
it was being bored through the ceiling above Big Boy's conference room.
Isn't that why Tracy wanted to get to the roof?
Yeah.
Get to the roof. Get to the roof. Why are we going to the roof?
It seems like a good place to hide.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess Blank wants to, frame Big Boy.
Yeah.
For, and I think has the henchman set up the. Oh, Tess gets kidnapped, and Dick is given some kind of message or whatever to go to a certain warehouse. That's the fake message, I think, that's planted for him. Because once Big Boy figures out he's being spied on, he's just like, "Oh yes, let's go to right.
Let's go to the warehouse.
Let's go to this warehouse." Yep.
Yeah.
Or did
at this because so
kidnapped
a little bit before that. What's her name? Breathless. Thank you. I was just gonna say Madonna.
Yeah.
She's been coming on to Tracy, and Tracy keeps going.
I'll let you get dangerously close to my lips, but
right. But the entire time, she's been doing that, and at one point, she does kiss him.
Yeah, and Tess sees it. Walks in with ice cream and the kid, and is all like,
"What the fuck?"
Right?
So yes, which I love the whole scene afterwards too, where he's not trying to be awkward at all. Is this pistachio? And after that, she goes off into the corner crying, and then she tells him that she's leaving. After that she's bouncing later, like we're done.
To go to her mother's house.
Yep, she goes to her mom's house. Mom is also played by someone else whose name is escaping me right now, but she's also an actress, like a relatively well-known actress. But she, while she's there, she decides to come back, and that's when she gets kidnapped.
Right, because there was a shoot-in thing with one of the gangsters. There was an old man who could imitate anybody's handwriting.
Yes.
And they were passing out letters. And this is where it seemed like the script was written on the fly.
Yeah.
Or just one thing, like all of a sudden they got this, so that way that's the shoehorn thing that's going to bring everybody together as you see letters that are written out there.
The only thing I could think of is they were doing something they had to try to shoehorn the plot to get Tracy against Big Boy.
Yeah.
And they were trying to find a roundabout way to get Tess kidnapped and the reason why.
Right.
So they also wanted to, I think, give Madonna a heavier role.
Right.
So they kind of threw in.
Yeah.
She can't just be the femme fatale.
Yeah.
There has to be another aspect to her.
Well, Madonna also wielded a lot of power at the time.
Right, and to be honest with you, it would have, like I said, having her be like the secondary or primary villain, whatever, the one who's, kind of trying to run things behind the scenes while nobody else is paying attention because she's manipulating things. Yeah. That's fine. That's a fine plot hook. Mm. It wasn't executed very well.
No. Now, by the way, the mother who you're talking about was Estelle Parsons.
Yes.
And here, the most known people may know her for is she played Roseanne Barr's mom.
Yep.
In Roseanne.
That's I was like, she looks so fucking familiar to me.
She does, yeah.
And I was like, why? With everything else in this movie, why?
Why?
I guess the piano player from the club was help with the kidnapping, and then Tracy ends up at a greenhouse and gets gassed.
Tess works at the greenhouse.
Is this going to be the magical time gas? No. Oh, he just passed out. Damn it.
No, he goes to the greenhouse because Tess works at the greenhouse.
Oh, okay. Yep. And Blank taunts him, and it's like, oh, it's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt. It's blah blah blah. Whatever. Yes. But that's when he gets dragged into the room with the dead DA and the I think is it 88 Keys that puts him in there? Yeah. The piano player and puts the gun in his hand.
Yep. It's Mandy Patinkin.
Puts the a bottle of ammonia under his nose to wake him up.
Yeah.
Oh boy, cat pee.
Yeah, delicious.
Yeah.
Hey, just every time I see him, I'm like, Inigo Montoya? What?
Killed my father.
How can you keep doing this? You're not supposed to be the bad guy.
Okay. And it works because there's like a bunch of newspapers or something, and he's in jail, but like the city jail, and I think when he's gonna be moved to county jail, that's when the kid comes.
Which is already bad if you think about it, because can you imagine how many people Dick Tracy has put into that prison? Jeez. Moving him to the county jail is essentially a death sentence.
You're right.
Because imagine how many of the people in the county jail did he put there?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that there is like
he doesn't strike me as a Rorschach to fight back when they come after him.
Oh no, I think he would, but I think he'd be overpowered.
And he's not going to dunk anyone's face in the fryer.
Right. He's Dick Tracy, for everything that he's shown so far, has he does not play dirty. He's very much by the book. So him going up against criminals, he'd probably be able to fight them off for a while, but he's not a standard comic book character where he's got, powers, or he's super strong. Even his intelligence is better than average, but nothing superpower-esque. He's just a smarter guy.
Fighting ugly dudes,
yes. With a gun, because very rarely does he ever actually hit anyone. Everything is through words and standoff and shooting. He does not often get into scuffles.
We get this night, but when the kid visits him in jail, we get the nice scene where he finally picked the name for his certificate so he could be a detective too. And
at this point, the kid's probably one of the only ones on his side too, besides his direct supervisors.
Changes his mind.
Well, yeah, that. But at this point, everybody thinks he's guilty. Public thinks he's guilty. The only ones who really don't are his chief and the people that directly work with him,
and the kid.
The kid is one of the only ones who has his back. So it's kind of it's supposed to be like a cute little poignant scene.
It was. I thought it was pretty effective. Yeah. Because he decides to name himself Dick Tracy Jr.
I want to be your kid.
So there we go. There's Junior in this movie. Doing Junior things like, grabbing onto moving cars and
running into possible exploding buildings.
Yeah,
normal kid stuff.
But he saves things, He
does.
He's got the tenacity and appetite of a shonen anime protagonist.
He's the protege.
Yeah.
He's the protege who's going to turn into that crazy-ass detective.
And then he's going to marry a lady from the moon.
Girlfriend's the moon.
That's rough, buddy.
When I was looking up characters, I saw Moonmaid and Junior. They get married in the future, in the 60s or whatever.
Okay, when you say get married in the future, I'm picturing Sailor Moon future.
I want magical girls in this.
I mean,
oh my god! To marry the shonen protagonist, we got the shoujo protagonist.
Was there a yellow themed Sailor Scout, or would that be like Mars is the closest because fire?
No, Sailor Moon had the hair, maybe not a costume.
Yes.
So Dick Tracy is Sailor Moon. He's always late for shit. He doesn't know how to use a computer.
Tess tuxedo mask.
Yes, because she doesn't do anything.
She
My work here is
shows
done.
up and throws works in a greenhouse?
Yep.
Well, she watched Junior and they ate food and took him for ice cream. So that's
so she's way more useful than Darren.
Then we got another, there we go, musical number montage with the thriving business. And then the blank frames him for the Tess's kidnapping, and I like how when they find Tess, they're all like, "Oh, it's a felony!" Isn't this
that's Dick's girl. No, that's a federal offense. This wasn't me. I didn't do this.
And then when Dick comes crashing through the window to get into the room,
he's like, right, yeah.
And okay, this is what's happening here.
Yes. With Pat looking down at him.
When Pat looking down at him, then they do a straight up Half-Life 2 physics puzzle to get Dick back up onto the roof.
Oh yes,
with the seesaw. And sent him through.
How much do you weigh?
Oh, 190. It's like, okay, so wait.
So how much do you weigh?
210.
Okay, jump on it. The other end.
Jump on this. You want me to do what now?
Do what? No, I know. It's like, you get trapped in here. It's fine. We don't need you for the
my thought was, it's like, okay, he goes through, now Dick Tracy's the one who gets hit in the back of the head instead of Pat.
Okay.
Pat doesn't get hit in the head in this, though.
I know, that's the point. Yeah.
The only Patton thing that Pat does in this particular movie.
Kind of look like him?
He sort of looks like him.
Siblings.
This is the first Patton thing that he does.
Yeah.
Just the character name just is Pat Patton.
Would you like me to say Patrick Patton? Would that make you happy?
Are you making the pee-pop filter die?
Yes. I'm going to start yelling some T's and P's into the
I
microphone and see
hate
what happens.
syllables.
Oh, please no.
You know what I mean?
Oh, my gosh.
My point is, for the character, this is the first time the character acts like the character in this whole fucking movie.
Well, it's better than Tess.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that are better than Tess in this movie.
Like a sharp stick in the eye.
And, I forgot, when does this big boy end up actually kidnapping her?
As he's not kidnapping her.
As he's not kidnapping her.
I guess I'm kidnapping her.
Yeah.
As he's not kidnapping her, he's kidnapping her.
What the fuck were they escaping on? Through a tiny short hallway?
A little dolly system.
Like the size of a movie air duct?
Yeah. A little dolly system, like there might have been little train tracks there at one point in time.
Well, he's obviously one of those characters, or one of those people who, when they get nervous, they don't stop talking.
Yeah.
And that's pretty obvious in this particular part, because he won't shut the fuck up. Whereas Tess the entire time is just like, this is happening.
He's just kind of staring at him like,
well, yep, you're kidnapping me, okay.
I'd rather die than hear you do this again.
See, again, it's just like, why are you a doormat? You're being kidnapped, you're a fucking doormat. You don't even emote. Did you shut down? Are you used to this? Do you have a backstory?
I'm not sure whose fault this is. I'm not sure if it's the writer's fault for writing her like this, if it's the actress's fault because she was told to act like this, or if this was the director's fault who just didn't give a shit. But you'd think that Warren Beatty, being such a fan,
that's why I was wondering.
Unless he really doesn't like the character of Tess Trueheart.
Or, I don't know if this...
Fair point, yeah.
See, again, I'm not familiar with the comics, so I was wondering, does she start off that way and maybe the change later?
But this is supposed to establish that not only have they had a relationship, but they're so far into it that he's going to ask her to marry him.
Oh.
Like, the character is supposed to be, at this point in his life, pretty well established.
Mm-hmm.
So, even if she's basically playing a almost tertiary character in the actual comic, because Tess showed up, but Tess showed up as a plot device more than anything else, where she needed to be. She needed to be the person who's trying to make Dick human while also being his weakness. In this movie, she isn't utilized as pretty much anything.
No.
Like even if she is utilized as the plot device, it does not come across to the audience as that we should give any sort of shit about her.
I know. How are we supposed to root for him going for Tess rather than Breathless when him and Breathless have the fucking chemistry?
That's my point. That's what I'm saying. Since Warren Beatty basically took over this entire project, including directing, writing, producing, everything.
Did he? No, I don't think he wrote.
He wrote. He did have a hand in writing it.
Okay.
In writing it, though, he wasn't one of the main writers.
Okay.
Although he is the one
but
there
he's
because
also the director.
Because he produced, directed, but he also bought it from Tribune in 1985, and there's more to that. But I did find one of the quotes from like one of my favorite lines from Al Pacino's Big Boy Caprice here. He says there, he's like tying up Tess and he's putting the gears together. You got the oil cans gonna crush your head. There, a man without a plan is not at all Nietzsche. What's the other one here? So it's like, wait a minute, I'm having a thought. Oh yes, I'm having a thought. It's coming. It's gone.
You have ADHD,
so he's Mitch McConnell. Okay.
He just blue screen. So now Tess is just, she's just chilling, being tied up and gonna get her head crushed like a walnut.
Honestly, if they had established at this point that Tess has been through this a lot,
right?
So she's like, this again.
Yeah.
You guys really need to come up with like some better material.
Yeah.
If she had said something like that, or like look at him and go, "You really think this is the first time I've been here?" Something of that nature to give her a little bit of personality. Even if it's just a tiny throwaway line, would have made things so much better.
Right.
Yeah.
It's that's what I'm saying. Is this the writer?
Yeah.
Is it the director?
Yeah.
Is it?
Or is it her?
Or is it all of them?
Yeah.
Or is it everybody's fault?
I think we had that same conversation with Renata Green's daughter in Kill Bill.
Yes.
Yeah, it seems to be the same deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are certain times in movies where you can look at a character and be like, this person is emoting all over the place.
Right.
This person is not. This person is not.
Yeah.
Like Warren Beatty's character who only emotes very, very little.
Yeah. And
then you have someone like Tess who has shown emotions in weird places.
Now she just don't give a fuck.
Right, and now she's like a drained wife who keeps finding out her husband cheats on her. So she's just kind of dealing with it, with the whole
wake me up when something happens.
Right. Like
when I'm not dead, okay?
It's just I don't know where they went with this.
I forgot how. Oh, and Junior also shows up to. Apparently, what is this? The gears are like a bridge.
Yeah.
It's for a drawbridge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm just like I'm watching and it's like stuff.
I don't even know where
the gears are. They in a clock tower?
Right. Like I'm like, where are they?
And I'm like,
it's always
the gear factory. Do they have just? Where do you get gears that big?
Yeah, they're in the worst level in any Castlevania game.
I don't know.
It's always the clock tower.
Let's go to the Dripping Dagger and find out. Oh, we didn't even get a funny
why didn't we get like an
Club Ritz?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Club Ritz? Why couldn't it be like the Hangman's dripping skull face blink something or other? I mean, come on,
the
blinking skull
drip.
Yeah.
It's like. We didn't even get a fun pun.
Yeah.
Like there was
like wood plastics.
Yes, wood plastics is great.
Yeah.
I know, right?
It's just
there was lame.
They did so much work into the visual that they kind of neglected some of the key aspects, I think.
There's nowhere near enough punnery going on in this movie.
Maybe they were trying to be more serious.
They were, but if you're going to be more serious, you can't do a background like they did and make characters so overly over the top.
If you're trying to be serious, you can't have Tiny Face at the beginning. The sphincter of a man, and then want to be taken seriously.
If you want to be taken seriously by doing that, that's fine. But they didn't do that because they kept certain bits still going, like the straight man route.
Yeah.
A lot of it, it's like they went over the top in certain areas, and then other times they were like, let's stick to this plot. It's got to be one way or the other.
I'm just glad that they eventually that Elfman eventually dropped the "I pulled this off the floor of Batman" music.
Yeah.
From the very opening. I'm like, didn't I hear this in Batman?
Yeah.
What is this?
You more than likely did, and then the movie just kind of then the movie just kind of like found its own kind of Batmanish kind of feel. It's like it drifted from the from the '89 Batman movie, but it still kept the, I guess, Elfman-ness of it.
Elfman, yeah, but it kind of missed a bit of the noir.
A bit.
Which it's not fully. I mean, Dick Tracy isn't full on noir. He's not running a private detective agency, and he's doing stuff undercover.
He's not private Dick Tracy.
Right. Like it's not full on noir, but there are aspects of it that are noir. So I don't know, it's just missing. The music was way too action adventure-y for a detective rather than the Dark Knight.
Well, Batman is a detective, but he's the
Bruce
weird
Wayne,
superhero kind.
Bruce Wayne is not working for the police.
But he's not like a normal trench coat fedora cop.
No, he's
from the 30s.
Bruce Wayne is a millionaire playboy
who dresses up
billionaire playboy.
That's a cut there, because that's been a big thing in the comics lately, where he's become like rich enough to be a billionaire, and he's continually correcting people because they keep calling him a playboy millionaire, and Bruce Wayne's like billionaire.
It's like, okay.
It's just become a thing in the comics.
He's a playboy billionaire.
Poor Bruce and his problem.
Mommy and Daddy got murdered in front of me, and it tainted my entire life.
And I dress up like a bat.
Because
But that was a different franchise.
It was. It was, but because we're on this... the
whole Danny Elfman recycling his music thing.
Yes, because we're there. And like I said, Touchstone was trying to kind of capitalize on the whole Batman popularity by putting out a movie that was oddly similar but different enough to try to...
It never works.
It doesn't, and that's one of the main problems, is it doesn't work. But that's what they were trying. It's like the huge boom of superhero movies between 2008 and now. It's because it was popular, it became stupid popular, and now it's sort of waning off.
Yeah.
You know?
Bruce waning off?
That's cute, I like that.
Oh, I forgot. How does... I don't know. The big boy... I don't know, he just falls to death? Because
I think the Blank
tries to shoot at Blank.
Yeah, he tries to shoot at Blank. There was like a ricochet, or Blank fired back and like grazed him or something. However it ended up happening, Big Boy fell to his death in the abyss that we have in every control room for every drawbridge ever. He just fell into the...
So Dick Tracy can get rid of him without actually dirtying his hands.
Yep. Like Big Boy fell into the center of the earth, never to be seen again.
Although it was a little less ridiculous than the Claw in RKO, just like, I'm gonna raise my hand and get electrocuted like I'm in a Hulk Hogan movie.
Yep. But you see, okay, they could have left that open for a sequel, because you never find a body. You never see a body, you just see him fall through a hole.
See, this movie didn't do well enough to ever earn itself a sequel.
The worst part is, like I said, box office-wise, it did.
It did
but
great, but it didn't do what...
It didn't do Batman.
It didn't do what Das Mouse wanted.
No.
So.
And that's because Das Mouse put a lot of outside money into it.
Oh, and for some reason, Blank wants to rule the city with Tracy?
Okay, so instead of going...
Oh, and so Big Boy shoots Blank before falling to death for reasons.
Right, and that's when Blank's mask gets pulled off and you find out that it's Breathless.
I did not see that coming at all.
I see. Okay, Joss already knew it because she does that. Like, you can see a character for 3 seconds at the beginning of a movie, and she knows automatically the entire plot surrounding this character and some weird ass superpower she's got. I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but one thing that was getting to me was the voice of the blank.
Yeah,
that vocoder kind of. You two might not necessarily recognize it because you're not Star Wars fans, but that sounded exactly like Princess Leia using the vocoder in Return of the Jedi.
Which is what told me that it was Breathless, because I could tell that it was female.
It sounded exactly like her as the bounty hunter at the beginning. I did see that,
and I know what you're talking about.
I just assumed that, I don't know, we got another weird mutant bad guy probably using one of those throat thingies.
And I thought it was sequel bait.
Find out who blank is later.
I thought it was sequel bait for that, but then it ends up being Madonna, and I'm like,
wait, what?
They kind of went this way with her where they did the whole, like I said, at first she was just trying to survive. Then I think she started to grow feelings for him because he was actually trying to help her. But she's
also trying to screw the bad guys.
Right. But she has been in this world for so long that she won't know how to go straight.
Right.
There's no way that she was going to be able to do that.
Killing her off is the tidy ending.
Yep. It was tidy. It was...
she kisses him. Oops, I'm dead.
Oops, I'm dead. And it kind of...
You can almost hear the shift. It's like...
And then it's the...
Death rattle?
It's the whole, well, that cleans up that mess nicely for Tess as well.
Right.
Because there's no
competition.
Right. Not that there was anyway, because that would have meant that Tess actually had a personality.
Right.
Ooh.
Am I lying?
And this movie fails the Bechdel test.
So hard. Because every discussion that Tess has, I don't care what gender she's in, she's with, is all about him.
Every discussion, she only ever wants to talk about Dick.
She likes Dick, you know?
She only wants one thing and it's disgusting. She only wants one thing and it's disgusting.
It's Dick.
She wants it. She wants the Tracy.
I have gone 4.5 episodes without getting into this kind of humor. So I want you to understand how proud of me you should be that I haven't gotten into.
Do you get a official detective certificate for holding back?
I'll take a gold star.
You've been holding it back.
Sincerely.
You've been building up.
Okay.
We gotta have the little...
Come on, man, I had to pick that up.
We gotta have the little wrap-up scene. Where they're in the diner, and, they got the kid with them.
Yeah, because we can't have a birthday cake in Dick's house, because, we don't have Vitamin to be there with us.
Yeah. And he's trying to talk, he's trying to, ask Tess to, basically to propose, and he's just straight up...
He just can't...
He's fucking awkward.
Dick.exe has stopped... Abort, retry, fail.
Now this would have been a fine scene for me. I actually thought about this as I was watching the movie. This scene would have been absolutely fine for me had their relationship even slightly looked like that they liked each other.
Yeah.
Because if he was being all awkward and so, you know how you said you like to live alone? Why don't we do that together?
That would have alone together.
That would have been sort of endearing if he was being awkward and nervous about asking her to marry him or live with him or whatever. If it looked like he gave a shit about her at all throughout the rest of this movie. That part would have been cute and sort of endearing.
Yeah.
It just came across as some awkward guy going, You like living by yourself, and I like living by myself, so why don't we be roommates? That's sort of what it comes across as.
He gets called to another case, and on his way out the door, he tosses the ring box to her.
Here.
I guess he worked up the guts to ask,
sort of.
And just put the ring in her vicinity.
Yeah, he just basically
hey.
flung it at her and ran.
Here, take this! Make a decision later! Bye!
Yeah. But also, he's being egged on by Junior, too. They're like, come on, let's get going, come on!
But even then...
The cook?
Yeah.
At the diner?
And the cook, too. But at least, she's being egged on to leave.
Junior's like, come on, we gotta go. Like,
because he got the wristwatch and he got the call, too. He's like, okay, good, let's go. Let's do something.
Wristwatch.
It's fucking smartwatches, man. Fucking smartwatches.
Can you make a phone call with a smartwatch?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We live in the future.
Yeah. We live in Dick Tracy times.
Let's,
Now I'm prune face.
Shut up, Prune Tracy.
You sure you're not cue ball?
Yeah,
you're cue ball. Well, except you have eyebrows.
I said before, like today at least I'm itchy. It just is a little hungry too.
Yeah.
For
itchy tasty.
So, that's Dick Tracy.
That was Dick
Tracy, 1990.
And now we get to fantasy casting.
Yeah, but first let's do a little word. Let's talk about our website, movietheatertimemachine.com, all professional and everything, a little bit about 4041 Media and all that, and then I can find out why this dog is whining at me.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Is he happy whining or sad whining or angry whining?
Tell anymore.
He's just a whiner.
We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for listening.
Movie Theater Time Machine is a part of the 4041 Media Group with podcasts like Sake Your Crime and Free Your Geek, which you can check out at 4041media.com. That's all squished together one word, and the numbers are written as numbers.
Now it's time to tell us what you think. If you got an opinion or wanted to know what's coming up next,
find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by searching for Movie Theater Time Machine.
Now our podcast will always be free to subscribe and share.
But if you'd like to help us build a bigger, better podcast, you can find merchandise designed by me, Kaz, at Zazzle. Or check out the Kaz Foxen's Animal Shop at Zazzle for cute animal gifts and pet supplies.
Thanks so much, and back to the show.
And we're back.
Welcome home.
What?
I don't know.
That didn't make any sense to anything.
Yeah.
Well, I am home, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome home, Sanitarium.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ooh, dang.
So we got fantasy casting time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You gotta go with yours.
Okay.
Yeah, this is too good.
My idea stems from Mumbles. He's obviously Boomhauer, King of the Hill, and therefore we need to bring in the rest of the cast. So that makes Hank Hill is always trying to do the right thing. He's Dick Tracy.
Oh, he's totally Dick Tracy.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So that means we got Peggy Hill as Tess, and she'll have a million times more personality.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
And try to...
So Bobby is Junior.
Bill and Bill is Pat.
Yes! Oh, my God. So
why does this fit so well?
And Dale is Vitamin.
Yeah.
Pocket sand.
Yeah.
Pocket vitamins.
Oh!
I
was just thinking, I don't know who the bad guys be.
Yeah.
I mean, Dale's all paranoid and shit. I could see him talking a mile a minute. Trying to kidnap Tess.
Who would the bad guys be? It's like, isn't it, what's the, I can't remember the guy's name, the neighbor that hates them, Quan?
Yeah.
Khan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Khan and Ted Wasana-san.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm also feeling like we need the whole
oil company.
Breathless Mahoney and trying to seduce Dick thing.
Well,
now I'm thinking of Nancy and John Redcorn.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to shoe that horn in.
You definitely would have Nancy in there, but you also have John Redcorn would be Big Boy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like he wants to take over the city.
No, you know who would be really good at Big Boy? His dad.
Oh, God.
Cotton.
Yeah. Cotton would want to take over the city.
Yep. Take over that kill 50
and
minutes.
And he'd be called Shinless.
Oh, God, you're right.
Yes.
Big Boy would be an ironic name.
Yes, it would. That was where my point was going. And the fact that he's Dick Tracy's dad.
Yeah.
The drama would be great.
Well, that's just not right. This is one of the toughest cases.
That's why I really like this.
Tess Mahoney.
I really like this because this is really funny. Okay.
Well, Tess Mahoney. Well, Dick, do you think why Tess Trueheart? Do you think? Do you have anything for Breathless Mahoney at all? Well, no, Tracy, I don't go for those sex attacks.
I tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
But I don't know how good at being Junior Bobby would be. I feel like he would try to solve problems with a dance number.
He would be overzealous.
Yeah.
That's the point.
He'd kick everybody in the balls. That's my purse! I don't know you!
So his character arc, he goes from stealing the purses to kicking people in the nuts to get the purse back.
He's Bobby, so he's gonna fail.
Yeah.
At everything.
Yeah.
I decided I'm gonna go ahead and pick a name.
Well, could you just pick something like me?
Dalai Lama?
Why I gotta be...
I think in the episode they thought he was a monk or something like that.
Because he was... I don't know, he was chosen, but he chose Connie in the mirror, and that's why he didn't want to go off and be a llama.
Yeah. Well, you could have chosen something, like could have been a junior there. You want to be a kid?
I think he'd be the kid who keeps coming up with the alternative plans that are not going to work at all. Yeah. But he's that kid. He's going to be like, no, what we have to do is this, and this. And he just looks at him and goes, no.
We just need an army of 10,000 toads. And then, where are we going to get that at this time?
Okay, that sounds like Keenan and Kel end of the episode shtick.
Yeah.
Well, we just entertain him, Dick, with a magic show.
But where are we going to find
What the heck are we going to do that for?
Yeah, we're going to find rubber pants and aw size at this time of night. I think so, Brian.
Now Pinky and the Brain. Are they a threat?
Pinky and
they would be. Yeah. Can't you just imagine villains with their looks?
Oh, okay, no, I can absolutely see the Brain... Remember when the Brain ran for president and he had the robot suit?
Brian? They kept calling him Brian.
He was
That's what I'm saying.
a Dick Tracy villain. He was just a mouse in a man suit.
Holy shit,
now
you're right.
I'm thinking of the Tick and Chairface, which reminds me of another fantasy casting.
Good.
Okay, I feel like all the people who played Dick so far, I don't know, they don't match my conception based on the cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all a little too bright-eyed and round in the face and
he needs to have the small eyes like Batman.
Like he's always concentrating.
Yes.
Now, speaking of Batman, the thing
his jaw's clenched.
I think I mentioned this at the beginning as well, but I don't my vision of what Dick Tracy is not so much based on the movie or anything else. It's based on the logo to this movie.
Yeah.
Which is a square-jawed kind of four-tone comic character. Yeah. And I always expected the character to be like Harvey Bullock from Batman the Animated Series.
Ooh.
I thought he was going to be more like him, and he wasn't. And I'm just like, I wanted to be kind of gruff and angry about things.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my fantasy casting choice. Patrick Warburton.
Yes.
I mean, more Patrick Warburton in pretty much everything.
Yes.
Just doing his voice that he does
just
everything.
Patrick Warburton, please.
Yeah.
I love you.
Because he would have... I feel like a deep voice needs to come out of that face. I think his face is more square.
It is. Yeah. He's actually very tall.
Yeah.
He's a very tall man.
I want to see two animated characters, one voiced by H. John Benjamin and the other one voiced by Patrick Warburton, because I completely lost his name for a second there.
I'm in heaven.
And I just want to see the two of them just talk at each other.
I want them to have a fight.
They don't have to say anything. We need Patrick... I don't know if it happened on Archer at any point, but Patrick Warburton needs to be a villain on Archer.
My God.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Because Patrick Warburton made anything that he does voice acting in, he instantly makes better.
Yes.
What was it? It wasn't Happily Ever... No.
It wasn't Romeo and Juliet. It was one of those.
He was the big bad wolf in something.
Yes. Yeah. Over the hedge.
Not Over the Hedge. My brain wants to say Disenchanted, but that's an entirely different thing.
No.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's the big bad wolf, but he's like a journalist.
It's a 3D movie.
You just see the ending scene would be punched up so much more. Tess, you know how we live alone. You live alone. I live alone.
I bought a lot of swords. I bought so many swords. Brendan, you sure you don't want to buy a sword? They won't let me return them.
We can go live alone together.
Brock Simpson.
We gotta.
Brock Simpson is drawn kind of similar nose and jaw thing going on.
Yes.
Why can't we just live together
The
here?
voice is perfect for that face.
Yes.
Where do you come up with this stuff? I never see you read. It's like he's channeling dead crazy people.
God damn it, but you love this all of you so much.
But he's good at the, he's good at the voice that's like the no nonsense, taking shit seriously, but then it becomes comical when he can do the levity. Like,
He's so monotone, too, so when he does,
works.
a lot of his voice acting is so monotone, it's so great.
and that works for the characterization they're going for.
Yes.
Dick Tracy being kind of awkward, and he's, he can't let all his feelings out all the time because he's a detective handling homicide shit.
I agree. 100%. I love this.
But, yeah. Although, going back to King of the Hill, I don't know, what do we call this amalgamation? King of the Dick? Dick of the Hill?
Dick of the... Okay. I'd give it a shot.
Bill, why don't you come in? We gotta go ahead and resolve something
Bill
here.
would get hit in the back of the head a lot.
Hank, I tell you, something's gonna die
It's
right.
so perfect, though.
Yeah.
It really is.
Apparently Patrick Warburton was on a couple episodes of The Orville.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yes, he was.
He was the alien who ate all the stanky food.
Yeah. No, my species went ahead and just developed a second esophagus so we could pound food.
This is going to bother the crap out of me until I figure out what that fucking movie was.
Yeah.
Look at the early 2000s.
I'm
Yeah.
Poker night and
okay. Think with that, we just need to make sure that we get the villain right. We gotta make sure we get them, put them in the jail.
Oh no, with the alternate...
Hoodwinked.
Hoodwinked.
Hoodwinked, because it was about Little Red Riding Hood.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
With the alternate...
And Andy Dick was the villain.
Would the alternate test in this...
Just like real life.
Is this scenario be Elaine Bennis?
Oh, God. Wait a minute. Visual on an audio medium, but wait a minute, Dick, we've got to do something better.
Why are you doing the Elaine
Strange dancing. Trying to make you laugh.
It made Chino very upset. He doesn't even want to look at you now.
It's like Chino's
oh my God, he buried his head.
Yeah, he doesn't want to look at you.
Dude.
That was the most Caucasian thing I've ever seen.
that is a secondhand embarrassment. Even the dog understands it.
He was like,
what the hell was that?
You cast a magical, terrible spell with the Elaine dance.
It's like the caucasity of it all.
I think that's it, though, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyone else have ideas?
No.
That was great.
I had one thought, but you presented yours earlier. I'm like, that's solid gold. I don't even want to say mine.
It is. It's so good.
Yeah, that's solid gold.
I wish I could do anything remotely involving animation, because I would do the King of the Hill intro, but with all the cartoon characters from Dick Tracy, or just do a real bad Photoshop on each of their faces.
Oh man! All right, so we're wrapping this one up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Be good. Take care of yourself, but don't be too good, folks.